Tulsi Gabbard's Democratic bid for president was barely a blip in the polls, but now it's getting a jolt from an unexpected source: criticism from the failed 2016 Democratic nominee. Hillary Clinton opened fire on Gabbard during a recent podcast without naming the congresswoman from Hawaii, but it was pretty clear what she was saying. Clinton calls her a Russian asset. Let's listen.
I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third-party candidate. She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far. And that's assuming Jill Stein will give it up, which she might not, because she's also a Russian asset.
Agent,
yeah, she's a Russian asset. I mean, totally.
Gabbard immediately shot back, tweeting, "Hillary Clinton, you, the queen of warmongers, embodiment of corruption, have finally come out from behind the curtain. From the day I announced my candidacy, there has been a concerted campaign to destroy my reputation. We wondered who was behind it and why. Now we know it was always you." President Trump actually came to Gabbard's defense just moments ago.
Anybody that is opposed to her is a Russian agent. So that's a scam that was pretty much put down. Tulsi, I don't know Tulsi, but she's not a Russian agent.
Hawaii State Senator Keiko Haley is running in the Democratic primary against Tulsi Gabbard for her House of Representatives seat. Senator, thanks for joining us.
Aloha, mahalo.
So you told a Honolulu TV station that Tulsi Gabbard's response to this Clinton attack shows that she is unhinged. That's the word you used. What do you mean by unhinged?
Well, it's disappointing. You know, Congresswoman Gabbard's frankly unhinged personal attacks on Secretary Clinton is, deeply disturbing and disappointing. I live here in Hawaii. I've born and raised, lived here all my life. And what she said does not reflect and embody what the people of Hawaii sent her to Washington, D.C. to do.
Do you think that Clinton's attack was fair and or factual?
Well, I think we need to look at exactly what Secretary Clinton said, and as someone who was the 2016 presidential nominee, knows firsthand how the Russians influenced the outcome of the election, and we know how Russian state media and their propaganda machine did everything they could to influence the outcome. I think that's what she was referring to. We know that they are looking to prop up third-party candidates, and clearly Congresswoman Gabbard is their preferred favorite.
Tulsi Gabbard has said repeatedly that she's not going to be a third-party candidate. Do you take her at her word?
It's hard to know what Congresswoman Gabbard's doing. She consistently changes her position each and every day. And I think as every day goes on, we see, frankly, erratic behavior from the Congresswoman, whether it's attacking the media, it's attacking her colleagues, it's publicity stunts, suing Google for $50 million, or threatening to boycott the debate. It's disappointing, and I frankly think she's lost her way.
Do you think, as Secretary Clinton was pointing out, that there have been bots in Tulsi Gabbard's corner? She certainly has a unique position for sure when it comes to Syria. But do you really think that Russia is throwing its weight behind Tulsi Gabbard?
I mean, I think it begs the question why, why curious people like David Duke, Steve Bannon, and the alt-right are attracted to Congresswoman Gabbard and her campaign. Just this weekend, we know that RT and Russian media issued news stories. We know the Russian embassy has tweeted about her in the past. President Trump has tweeted about her just in the last 48 hours. It begs the question why. Why are white nationalists, Holocaust deniers attracted to Congresswoman Gabbard's candidacy for president? I think it's concerning.
I mean, in fairness, though, do you think she's in league with those people?
No. Well, that's not for me to speculate. To her defense, she has rebuked endorsements by David Duke and others in the past. But again, I think it goes back to why. Why are they attracted to her candidacy? And we consistently see this ramp up. What we don't need in the 2020 elections is a foreign government, or the Russians for that matter, interfering or trying to influence our elections. And I think that's exactly what Secretary Clinton was alluding to.
I do just want to be fair in terms of what Gabbard's record is when it comes to some of the issues, certainly that those folks would champion because they are not in line. But I do want to ask you about something that you've said about Tulsi Gabbard in recent weeks. You claim that she has been absent from her district. Tell us what you mean by that specifically.
I mean, it's clear. You know, Congresswoman Gabbard basically took a year off from representing the people of Hawaii to run for president. You know, we don't have full-time representation here at Hawaii. We have lost our voice at the table. We don't have a delegation that's working together. And you know, we can just look at Congresswoman Gabbard's missed votes this year. She's missed quite a number of votes. And just last week, she missed the resolution condemning what the president decided to do in Syria. You know, that's not what the people of Hawaii need. They need a voice in Washington, D.C. They need someone who represents their interests and who wants to be there. You know, half the battle is just showing up for work. And time again, Congresswoman Gabbard has failed to show up for duty.
How would you represent Hawaii differently than Gabbard?
I'd show up for work. I would vote. You know, I would be someone who comes home on congressional work days, who has town halls, who engages their district. You know, Congressional District 2 here in Hawaii, I would argue to say is one of the most challenging districts in the entire country. It's spread out across 8 islands. You can't drive there. You can't take a bus there. You have to fly there. In some cases, you have to take a ferry. You have to be engaged here in Hawaii with the voters because it's such a diverse district and it needs full-time representation, and that's what we don't have.
Keiko Haley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Have a great day. Aloha.
You have a wonderful day as well. So, who is